Guys, what's up? And today I'm going to be talking about who the Bucks should trade for because there's been a ton of Bucks trade rumors. So yeah, and I'm too lazy to think of an original idea. That's not it, but it is true. But there have been a ton of rumors. So yeah, I actually thought about this one. See, I'm not lazy. And I think there's someone that no one's really talking about that the Bucks really should try and trade for. And oh wow, MLB Silver Sluggers were just announced. So if you care about that, cool. Not the big MLB dude, but I'll watch it. And Aaron Jones is expected to play. Set your fantasy lineups. But yeah, over the past day, Victor Oladipo and Bogdan Bogdanovic trade rumors have just pretty much popped up. The Bucks are eyeing Victor Oladipo. They also love Bogdan Bogdanovic, and also if there's a pause, probably because I'm taking a drink because I'm thirsty right now. So yeah, but Oladipo and Bogdan Bogdanovic are people that the Kings are and that the Bucks are trying to trade for. But actually, really surprising. I didn't even know this. I think I just learned. I forgot if this is true or not. But Bojan and Bogdanovic aren't brothers. I've always assumed that they were. I mean, I never really checked. But I mean, and I don't hear that last name all the time, so I think that they're brothers. But they actually aren't. I'm pretty sure. They might be. I don't know. But the Bucks would also get Harrison Barnes, pretty bad contract. I have no clue why the Kings did that. He declined his player option, and everyone was so confused the time he signed with the Kings a year ago. Because should have took that money, but then he got a huge 4-year, $100 million extension, and maybe for $10 million that'd be good, $10 million a year. I'll take it. I mean, Harrison Barnes, he's not a horrible player, but for $25 million a year, horrible for 4 years. But I'll actually talk about, and the one dude who I also think is underrated in some trade talks, and also before I say that, sorry, I'm not trying to be clickbait and hold you out. Just another thing I saw. The Thunder and Bucks have had no traction in a deal involving Chris Paul, so it doesn't look like the Bucks will get Chris Paul. Don't know how great of a fit it's going to be. He's not that great of a three-point shooter, but I don't think it would be a bad fit. Just really depends on what they could get for Chris Paul. But if Giannis doesn't stay, then it's a horrible contract. And if he does stay, Giannis, Chris Middleton, and CP3's contract. And you're trying to assemble a big three, but it's more like a big one with a couple of sidekicks. I mean, that's big three type contract money. That's not a big three. That's Giannis and co. like it is right now. But yeah, sorry for the wait. I'm drinking a lot of water, but the person who is, I think the Bucks should trade for is Buddy Hield. I've been a Buddy Hield fan since he came out of college, Oklahoma. Great three-point shooter. But I think we all know he will most likely get traded this offseason. The Kings are benching him for Bogdanovic. Don't know why everyone is in love with Bogdanovic. He's a good player, but at some point he's not Luka, he's not LeBron. Calm down. He's not better than Buddy Hield. But the Kings really don't want Buddy Hield. He's a three-point shooter. Though he wouldn't, and he could be a floor spacer for the Kings, I really just think of him as not their closer, but definitely their three-point specialist, as Chris Middleton is theirs right now. And props to Chris Middleton. He's a good player, but I don't even think he's an all-star. I think he's an all-star just because he's on the Bucks. They want to get someone else with Giannis in the all-star team. And his stats are inflated. Sorry for saying this, but the Bucks don't have anyone except for Giannis. So the stats are inflated. Also, he's not that good at three-point shooter. I mean, I'm fine with him as one of my shooters on my team, but as my 3-point shooting closer or my 3-point shooting specialist, no. Just he's not that type of player, and it's fine not to be that type of player, but he just isn't. Malcolm Brogdon was. Buddy Hield should be for the Bucks. But Victor Oladipo to the Bucks, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad fit, but I mean, what are they going to give up for Oladipo? And I think my bold prediction is that he stays with the Pacers. Very bold prediction. It could be like a Kawhi situation where of course, he doesn't lead the team to the title, but where just because of the way they handled this injury, he wants out. But I think he'll stay because, I mean, it's really the place that he became the player that he is now. I think the Pacers will just want to try and keep him. And he still has great potential. That injury is just horrible, but he still has good potential if he can return from it. He's still young. In his late 20s, but he's young. Mid to late 20s. But it's really, what are they going to have to give up for him? Probably key pieces of the depth, like I talked about last video. And, wow, I really sounded like a teacher right now. And right there, but I mean, last video, when we were talking about Drew Holiday trade rumors, because there's a ton, I said you really got to focus on the depth on the team. The Bucks were in the Drew Holiday trade rumors. You have to, well, in my trade rumors, I think that they should trade for him. But you have to focus on the depth. It's the most important thing. You see injuries all the time. Depth can fill that. And then you could, if you're in a position to win, at the trade deadline, you move the depth for star pieces, but you at least have to have it. Where, like the 76ers, and Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Al Horford, Tobias Harris, you can't replace one of them. When you have two injury-prone players in Embiid and Ben Simmons, and then average players, and one above-average player in Tobias Harris, and an average player in Al Horford. I'm sorry, Al Horford, you're average. It's just not a good fit. And if the Pacers are even giving up Dante DiVincenzo, I know you want to capitalize on Giannis's championship aspirations, which could only be this year with you guys. But I don't think he's a great fit because I want a 3-point shooting specialist. Now, Bogdanovich, he could be their specialist. I mean, he's not great at 3. He really isn't. But he's not bad. And let me pull up the stats here. .372. I mean, he's average. He is kind of like, I think he's a good 3-point shooter. Not great, but I think he's a good 3-point shooter. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks do that move. But getting Harrison Barnes? If I'm the Bucks, I'm trying to trade for Buddy Hield. I don't think you have to give up much for him. I think you probably have to give up a 2nd-round pick and probably a guard. Maybe not Dante DiVincenzo, maybe DJ Wilson, and another guard, which, I mean, these are players that don't play. I'm talking about depth. I'm talking about George Hill, Eric Bledsoe, Dante DiVincenzo, Wesley Matthews. You could give up Wesley Matthews. You don't need Wesley Matthews. Buddy Hield would be a great player for you because he's the player that just shoots at the end of the game. Giannis isn't that type of player. You can't shoot 3. And I know you brought Kyle Korver just to help Giannis, but it's not going to help. He's never going to be able to. Like James Harden, he'll never be able to dunk over people. LeBron James, I don't know what he can't do. Yeah. But, I mean, Steph Curry, he's not going to be dunking on people. Shaquille O'Neal, he won't be beating you from the 3. It just things that won't happen. Giannis needs 3-point specialists around him. That's why Malcolm Brogdon helps so much. And Buddy Hield would be the Malcolm Brogdon. I think he's a great fit. I think if they're going to get anyone, Buddy Hield is the guy. You guys, tell me who you think they're going to get. Though Victor Oladipo may seem like a better fit, he potentially is a better player than Buddy Hield. I think Buddy Hield's just the better fit. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Be able to stay safe and peace.